नए नजरिए के साथ ये तीनों कानून कल मध्यरात्रि से काम करना शुरू किए हैं।
India's criminal justice system undergoes a complete overhaul with 3 fresh criminal codes replacing British-era laws, including the Indian Penal Code. So what are the new laws that have come into effect? How are they different from the old criminal laws?
On the day this was being taken up, this debate in Rajya Sabha, I was the lead speaker and my speech was aborted because of the en masse suspension a few days earlier, which led to the stoppage of proceedings that day. When I had done the research, I had found that this is nothing but the manifestation of vanity to leave your imprint.
गिने चुने पुराने दकियानुसी कुछ शब्द और कुछ वाक्य कानून को पढ़े बगैर जनता में डालकर गलतफहमी करने का प्रयास करें। मेरी सभी से विनती है, कृपया ऐसा मत करें।
So the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita replaces the Indian Penal Code. The Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita replaces the Code of Criminal Procedure, while the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam replaces the Indian Evidence Act.
ढेर सारे प्रावधान ऐसे किए गए हैं जिससे कई समूहों को फायदा होगा। कई सारी दफाएं जो अंग्रेजों के समय से विवाद में रही, इसको हटाकर आज के समय के अनुकूल धाराएं जोड़ी गई है और कई सारी ऐसी चीजें जिससे भारतीय नागरिकों को परेशानी थी, इसको हटाकर नए प्रावधान किए गए हैं।
First, let's look at some key changes. Zero FIR. You can now file an FIR at any police station, regardless of where the crime occurred. Imagine you witnessed a hit-and-run accident while visiting another city. In the past, you might have struggled to find a report if the local police claimed it wasn't their jurisdiction. Now you can enter any police station and file a Zero FIR. This will eliminate delays regarding complaints. Digital reporting. You can report incidents online or through electronic communication, making it easier to file complaints without visiting a police station. Electronic summons. Court summons can now be served electronically, speeding up the legal process and reducing paperwork. Mandatory videography. For serious crimes where punishment is 7 years or more, police must now video record the crime scene. This is aimed at improving evidence collection and transparency. Witness statements. Previously, witnesses had to appear in person before police and magistrates, with evidence being mainly paper-based. Now witnesses can record statements through video conferencing at government offices. Digital evidence holds equal value to paper evidence, and videography of the scene is mandatory. Witness protection. While the old laws recognized the need for witness protection, there was no specific rule. The new laws introduce a witness protection scheme, allowing any witness needing protection to approach the police for help. New offenses. The laws now address some emerging crimes that weren't specifically covered before. For instance, there are new provisions for false promise of marriage, gang rape of minors, and mob lynching. These were often prosecuted under other sections previously, but now they are recognized as distinct offenses. Faster trials. Courts now have stricter timelines. Judgments must be delivered within 45 days of trial completion, and charges must be framed within 60 days of first hearing. Community service. Here's something new. Community service as form of punishment. For minor offenses like public intoxication, petty theft, courts can now sentence people to community service instead of jail time. It's a more constructive approach that wasn't available before, though you might have seen it on Western TV shows. Also, these new laws take a more sensitive approach to crimes against women and children. Victims' statement in such cases will now be recorded by female officers. An interesting fact, the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita has only 358 sections compared to 511 in the old Indian Penal Code, thanks to the merging of overlapping sections and simplification of language. These changes sound promising, but let's look at real-world scenario to understand how they might play out. While these are positive changes, implementing them won't be easy. Police officers and court officials will need extensive training, not just on the new laws but also on using digital systems and handling cases with greater sensitivity. It's a massive undertaking that will take both time and resources.
22.5 लाख पुलिस कर्मियों की ट्रेनिंग के लिए 12,000 मास्टर ट्रेनर्स बना दिए गए। कई इंस्टीट्यूशन को अधिकृत किया गया और 23,992 मास्टर ट्रेनर अब तक ट्रेन हो चुके हैं।
The central government is working with states to roll out these changes effectively. Some states like Tamil Nadu and West Bengal had initially raised concerns about the implementation timeline. However, the center is training and hand-holding all states to adapt to the new systems. For example, to address language barriers, a new software patch has been rolled out that will allow FIRs to be filed in regional languages like Tamil, Marathi, and other regional languages. Technology is playing a big role in this transition. The crime and criminal tracking network systems has been upgraded to allow e-FIRs, so you can now report a crime without visiting a police station. The new laws also mandate audio-video recording for search and seizure operations, which will be submitted to courts electronically. Depending on their capacity, each state is adapting differently. For instance, Delhi Police has developed an e-Praman app for recording crime scenes. Uttarakhand Police has given special tablets to their personnel. And UP Police has sanctioned a separate budget for this purpose. Some states might be slow to upgrade their forensic capacity as the BNSS gives them time till 2029. Now let's talk about some of the more controversial aspects of these new laws. Bail provisions. The new laws have made it harder to get bail for some offences. While this is aimed at preventing the accused from fleeing, it could also lead to more people being held in jail before trial. New offences. The laws introduce new categories of crimes like acts endangering sovereignty. Legal experts worry these vague terms could be misused to stifle dissent. These laws are still evolving. The government is already considering changes to include specific provisions on sexual crimes against men and transgender individuals that are currently not there in the law. However, the opposition says some changes are unconstitutional and the government has not responded to any of the written detailed dissent notes from the MPs. So, what are your thoughts on these new laws? Share them in the comments below.
What the changes in India's population and the
We have a
difference.
very special guest on the record.
The interview.
The role that the US side played at that point of time.
पूरी दुनिया की नजर
Assume my phone is tapped, I can.
Rising confidence of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Communist China is the greatest threat.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremist.
I'm still a little perplexed by why.
Your daily dose of news from India and across the world. Cutting edge views and analysis. Tune into HT videos. Click on the bell icon to subscribe.